Hey everyone, welcome back to Mindful English. I'm Sarah, and I'm sitting here with Liam.
Hey everyone, good to be here.
You know, Liam, I was reading this interview with a tech founder who just sold his company for millions. And the journalist asked him, "What's the secret to your success?"
Let me guess. He talked about waking up at 4 a.m., taking ice baths, and working 80 hours a week.
No, that's the crazy part. He just laughed and said, "Honestly, I was incredibly lucky. I was in the right place at the right time."
And when you hear a billionaire say, "I was just lucky," it can feel incredibly frustrating. It makes you think, well, why don't I ever get lucky? Is the universe just ignoring me?
Exactly. It makes luck sound like a lottery ticket. You either have it or you don't. And if you believe that, you just sit around waiting for a miracle to fall into your lap.
But you don't believe that anymore, do you?
Not at all. A few years ago, I had an experience that completely shattered that belief. I landed a massive 6-month contract that seemed to come out of nowhere. Everyone said, "Wow, you're so lucky." But instead of just celebrating, I became a detective. I traced back every single step of how that client found me. And I realized something crucial. When successful people say luck, they're actually using shorthand for a system they've built. Luck isn't magic, it's an equation.
And today, you're going to break down that equation.
Exactly. Let's talk about how to manufacture your own luck.
So take us back to that moment. Your freelance business was struggling, and then suddenly, this massive contract appeared. What happened?
Early in my career, my business was completely drying up. I was sending hundreds of emails and getting 0 replies. I was absolutely terrified. And then, completely out of nowhere, I got this dream contract. Everyone around me said, "Wow, Sarah, you are so lucky."
And at first, you probably agreed with them. That feels like lightning striking right in front of you.
It really did. I thought I had just stumbled upon a miracle. But then I looked at my empty inbox and realized, if this is magic, I can't repeat it. And if I can't repeat it, I'm still trapped.
So what did you do?
I decided to become a detective. I asked the client a very specific question. "How exactly did you find me?"
You were analyzing the randomness. Most people just celebrate the win and move on.
Because I wanted control. I wanted a map. I didn't want to just be a victim of good fortune. I wanted to be the architect of it. So I began to painstakingly trace back every single step of their journey. I looked at my website analytics. I looked at the exact search terms they used. I found the specific blog post they read. And I discovered they had clicked a link from a very small, random networking group I had joined months ago, purely to get a free cup of coffee.
So the miracle wasn't magic. It was a chain reaction of seeds you had planted months ago and completely forgotten about.
Exactly. And Liam, that realization gave me such a profound sense of empowerment. I realized I didn't need a miracle. I just needed to plant more seeds.
So what did you do with that information?
Instead of waiting for lightning to strike twice, I decided to aggressively double down on those exact actions. I optimized my entire website for those specific search terms. I started actively engaging in that networking group. I built a system out of my luck.
You completely automated your good fortune.
Within a few months, those tiny actions compounded, and I began bringing in high-level clients consistently. Not because I got lucky again, but because I had reverse-engineered my luck and turned it into a repeatable process.
But Sarah, what about the days when you are planting seeds and nothing is growing? That is where most people quit.
This is where you have to look beyond the data and understand the human element. Data is great, but a spreadsheet won't save you if you are emotionally exhausted.
And this is where that Eastern philosophy concept comes in, right? The one about fortune and the flow of energy?
Yes. When someone is going through a terrible slump, when they feel like their luck has completely stagnated, practitioners of this philosophy often give a very specific, practical piece of advice. Go out and buy a friend a meal, or buy a stranger a cup of coffee for absolutely no reason.
But why food? What is the deeper philosophy behind that?
It's about how energy moves. The philosophy teaches that good fortune travels through human connection. If you are exhausted, broke, and sitting alone in your room feeling sorry for yourself, your energy is completely blocked. Luck has nowhere to land.
So by buying someone a meal, or even just offering a sincere compliment, you are forcing an interaction. You are creating a spark of goodwill.
Exactly. You are physically opening a new channel for luck to flow through.
That is so incredibly profound. Luck travels through people.
When I look back at my lucky break, the final piece of the puzzle wasn't a computer algorithm. It was an actual person in that networking group who had mentioned my name. All my digital seeds would have been useless without that human bridge. And that is the absolute core takeaway for everyone listening today. You have to manufacture your own luck engine. You do that by analyzing your wins and systematizing them, yes, but more importantly, you do it by increasing your surface area for luck.
Surface area for luck. I love that phrase.
You have to put yourself out there. If your career or your life feels stuck right now, don't just wait for the wind to change. Go buy someone a cup of coffee, send that email, share your work online, reach out to an old friend.
Every single time you connect with another human being, you are building a bridge for good luck to walk across.
You stop letting randomness control you, and you start designing your own future.
Speaking of design, there were some really useful phrases in your story. Should we look at a few?
Let's do it.
The phrase that really kicks off this whole investigative mindset is what you did instead of just accepting the miracle. You decided to trace back the steps.
To trace back. It's the language of a detective. It means to follow the path of something backward to its origin so you can understand how it started. We need to trace back this error to see where the system failed.
If something good happens to you this week, don't just say, "I'm lucky." Try to trace back exactly how it happened. It gives you the blueprint for success.
And once you have that blueprint, you have to double down on the actions that were actually working.
This comes from blackjack, but in life, it means to significantly increase your effort or investment in a particular strategy. When you realize that 80% of your results come from one specific habit, you don't ignore it, you double down on it.
Her YouTube channel was getting a lot of views, so she decided to double down on video content. It's a phrase full of confidence and momentum.
Now, what about the human element of luck? The most important phrase there is, put yourself out there.
This is the hardest one for people, but it is the most necessary. To put yourself out there means to make yourself visible and vulnerable. It means going to the networking event, publishing the article, or asking someone for coffee even if you might get rejected.
If you want to find a new job, you really have to put yourself out there. You are expanding your surface area for luck.
And when you do put yourself out there, you are much more likely to stumble upon new opportunities.
To stumble upon. It means to find something wonderful completely by chance. I was walking through the city and I stumbled upon this amazing little cafe.
The beautiful irony is that you only stumble upon things if you are actually out there walking. You can't stumble upon anything if you never leave your comfort zone.
So we have trace back, double down, put yourself out there, and stumble upon.
And if you want more expressions for talking about success, opportunities, and building connections, check the pinned comment below.
Think about those phrases today. What past success can you trace back to understand how it happened?
What's working that you need to double down on? And where do you need to put yourself out there this week?
Here's our challenge for you. Who is one person you can reach out to and buy a cup of coffee for this week, just to create a little spark of luck?
Tell us in the comments. We genuinely want to know who you're going to connect with.
And if this episode helped you see that luck isn't a lottery ticket, if it gave you a system for manufacturing your own fortune, share it with someone who's been waiting for their big break.
Because luck isn't a magical gift reserved for a few chosen people. It's an equation you can write for yourself.
Luck travels through people, so go out there and build some bridges.
Take care of yourselves, everyone. Go build your own luck today.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.